Hey everybody, welcome back to the best US Mint News channel on YouTube. I'm Son of a Silver Stacker. Today's date is the 8th of December, 2024, and in this video we're going to be talking about the 1969 Philadelphia strike, Washington Quarter. But before any of that, oh, and you know what? This Washington Quarter, it says a lot about the hobby and a lot about numismatists, collectors, flippers, and investors. You won't even believe the market for these 1969 Philadelphia strike, Washington Quarters. It's quite remarkable. Now, before any of that, if you're new here, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to get to a bazillion subs. It's a mighty big number. Not sure exactly what that number is, but it's got to be, you can say with me, ginormous. Oh, and guess what? We're always live, never edited, and always unscripted. Well, we're kind of scripted. We just don't follow it. Now let's go over here to moneymetals.com. Gold ended the week at 26.4420, silver at 31.17, platinum at 9.4450, and palladium at 9.9430, $50. Just above platinum. We might see some parity there. Dr. Copper ended the week at 420, and you're looking at over here at an in-stock American Silver Eagle, whose premium is $6.99 for quantity 1 through 39. You will be paying $38.16, and they will buy them back for $32.37 each. Now, over here to Coin Week, there's an excellent article by Charles Morgan and Hubert Walker, and this is dated August 11, 2021. This is an excellent article, I gotta say. Kudos. And this is the kind of article that needs to be written and needs to have like a red flag going, hey, everybody over here, look, this is important. And you can do rather well with this if you get a high grade strike. Now let's keep on getting it with it. All right, what's up with the 1969 quarter? The key date you didn't know about, and there's actually one additional one just a few short years after that. Now let's go with it. Walter Breen doesn't mention it, and in a guidebook of Washington and State Quarters, Whitman 2006, Q. David Bowers offers up the generic cherry picking for quality is advised. And the baffling in this era of plastic holders were a popular way to display sets of coins, including Washington Quarters. The 2013 edition of the Red Book notes that an MS-63 specimen is worth $3, while the Mint State 65 commands a little more than $10. Fact is, you'll have to search far and wide to find truly helpful advice about this modern issue from 1969. All right, which is why we're here to tell you that the 1969 Philadelphia Strike Quarter is, without a doubt, one of the toughest clad coins to find in gem condition. And it has the potential to be one of the key coins, taking quality into account of the 20th century. There you go, folks. So a lot of us are familiar in the recent memory of, well, condition rarity. We see it in the Jovitidar quarter. We're seeing it in the Maya Angelou quarter. We're also seeing it in the 2021 Denver Morgan dollar. And that has a lot to do with their value. Maybe not so much the Maya Angelou, but definitely the Morgan piece, or Morgan dollar from 2021. Not the piece. Now, there's a strike right there, 1969. Of course, with a mintage of over 176 million business strikes, notions of scarcity do not apply to the 1969 quarter. Even in Mint State, when it comes to Mint State examples, most of what you find is either in a Mint set or pulled from a Mint set, which is just as well, as the Mint set coins are almost always better struck than their working strike counterparts. Okay, that's right. So if you're going to find these quarters, you have to go to eBay and look at the, those are the actual, the slab coins. Here you go. These are the 1969 U.S. Mint uncirculated coin sets. 10 of them here for 104. You'd have to buy, what is it? These dates in a row here, 60. So linear date action there in a lot, 60 to 69. You can buy them individually as well. But look, they're few and far between in lots, so you have to almost buy them in individual pieces, which is, nobody wants to do piecemeal because you get a better deal when you buy in a lot. Now, also, you can buy them over here. Check this out, 1969 quarter roll. Look at that, brilliant uncirculated quarter, choice coin from a bankroll, $7.95, $1.45 shipping. But look at that, 1969 Philadelphia uncirculated for $76.95. Another one, here you go. BU uncirculated for $79.95. Here you go. Another one, 1969. That is a Philadelphia strike for $99.89. So imagine buying all those and then going through them, rifling through them. Look at this, 20 of them for $89. You don't even get 40 of them like you would in a roll. But like the article said, the better strikes are found right here, right? P and D. So you'll get like the 10 Philadelphia and 10 Denver. So let's keep on going back to the article. So that's important to consider, folks. And then I'm going to show you something on PCGS, which is remarkable. It really is a heads up. In fact, these guys are going to say it here in the next paragraph we're going to be looking at. Original bank rolls, original BU rolls brilliant uncirculated rolls of this issue are almost unheard of. Well, I've just showed you about 3 or 4, and it's been that way for years, placing the likely surviving population of uncirculated coins at or below the 1.8 million mark. Yeah, and that's for the high quality strikes, right? Sold to collectors and dealers from 1969. From these sets, untold tens of thousands have already been scoped out by the handful of clad specialists. Isn't that something? I think that's a brilliant adjective to describe what's going on with how many of these are out there, who've been hunting for elusive high-end quarters since 1970s and 80s. Their search hasn't yielded much success after all these years, as PCGS has only graded 11 pieces at MS67, 3 in a 67 plus since its founding in 86, and 166 in MS66 pickup sticks. Now check this out, actually. It says there's 10 pieces, so I'm going to go over to PCGS and look at the population report for the 1969 Philadelphia strike. It says 10 and 3, not 11 and 3. And there's been a total of 675 submissions, which really is not a whole lot of. It really isn't. But if you look at the percentage that are in a mid-state 67, that is super low. However, over here, 677 submissions, and 8 of those, and 1 of those is in a plus. So that's clearly, what seems to be, a little bit more scarce in that grade. But maybe the same. I mean, that's negligible, right? But what's interesting about the 71 is that there's a DDR on that one, and that's right here on the 71. And look at the A. What? Yeah, look at the U and look at the A. That is remarkable. And that's the reverse. That's the DDR FS801. Isn't that something? So I would imagine if you did go looking for those quarters, those would probably be the ones. Now, we conveyed the idea that this is a, low population in that grade, right? So we showed you that. The fact of the matter is the 1969 quarter is one ugly coin, marred by poor strikes, poor die condition, poor planchet quality, you name it. Whereas most coins come nice in one or more respects, but have some distracting feature that keeps them from being desirable, highly graded coin. The 1969s are almost uniformly awful in every respect. Mitch Spivak, a longtime clad specialist, calls the coin one of the toughest clad quarters to find a gem, meaning one would have to look through 100 or more fresh mint sets to even find one candidate for an MS65. And I showed you, you can get 10 of those, right? 10 of those from the PD sets, right? Philadelphia and Denver mint sets for, $80, but you get those 10 Denvers. Well, is it about the Denver? No, it's about the Philadelphia strike. So that's amazing, an amazing fact. And Spivak is not alone. Another leading clad specialist, Sam Petrie, known online as Clad King, agrees with Spivak's assessment, saying that the 69 was a continuation of the inferior quality output in the mint, 1968, blaming the poorly annealed planchets and worker apathy as the primary culprits. They were over it. In fact, says Petrie, the only time I ever saw nice 1969 quarters was one time when I visited a dealer after he had received a roll of them from a customer. Not caring for much clad coins, he had just opened the roll and dumped them into the register. Oh, right into the till. But he knew I liked clads, and he let me buy them from him for $1 a piece. What a guy. They were the best looking 69s I'd ever seen, and I had not shown up at the right time. Had I not shown up at the right time, they would have all been handed off as change. That was a couple of years ago. Unfortunately, or regrettably for people other than Sam Petrie, finding the quality 1969 quarters in clusters hasn't been so easy. To illustrate just how weak the 1969 is compared to other issues from the same period, take a look at the table below. We arrive at the arithmetic each grade by first multiplying the total number of coins within each mint state grade by the value of the mint state grade, and 63, 65, and so on, and then dividing our total by the number of all mint state coins graded. Okay, so here you go. There's the date of the coin, so 65 through 71D, and there's the mean grade, percentage of quality, all right, percentage change in quality, and then the sample size. Well, you got 65s basically, from 65 to 68D, and then 69, you got a 64.29, which is obviously the lowest. They've highlighted it there, bold, and I've highlighted it. And then they go back up in quality in 69, 70, 70D, and then in 71, yeah, look at that, 64.78, and then back up to 65, folks. Let me show you the value of these quarters they're talking about here. Now, this is the 1969 Philadelphia in a mint state, and it is worth $2,600 in a mint state 67. Now, I imagine since there aren't any examples out there, you might be able to get a little bit more than that. But look at this. In a mint state 67 plus, $10,500. And that could only make us guess what a mint state 68 would be if you're able to pull one of those out of those mint sets, because that would be something. But look at this. Even more curious, look at that 1971 Philadelphia strike is at $4,000, almost double what the 1969 is. And I did show you the 1971 did have that air on there. And look at that. In a mint state 60, 1,700, 8,800 in a mint state 65. And those are probably easier to find than a mint state 67. Isn't that something? So 1971 DDR FS 801 is quite an awesome coin. Now let's go over to eBay, and I'm going to show you where you can pick these up. And eBay really is kind of a bellwether of sorts. And because, I mean, you can find just about anything on eBay. If you can think about it, you can probably find it from your childhood all the way up to just last week to a Happy Meal toy, right? The thing is about this, here we go. There's a 1969 Denver, right, for $39.99. There's a 1969 Denver here. But then when you go to look for the graded 69 Philadelphia, it's a wasteland. There's nothing. You got bupkis going over here, folks. Nada. Zilch. Nada. I don't know what to say, other than the fact that, it really makes you wonder, why is there no market for this product in the time we're in? I mean, these coins are 55 years old, right? This year, 56 next year. I mean, could you imagine in 1960, maybe looking at coins from 55 years ago? Wouldn't people be collecting those? And so there's got to be a reason. And I went over to PCGS and I looked at this and I was, oh, wait, type 2 clad. Is it because they're clad? Yes. Even the folks over here, talked about a clad specialist. Because most folks, if you go over to coin dealers and you go over to coin shows, they don't necessarily have clad coinage. Now, is this because they are flippers, investors, and they think they can't make any money on these coins? And does that make them collectors, or does that make them businessmen? So are you dealing with business folks? Are you dealing with collectors? So I think for me, this is an eye-opening adventure this morning. And it makes me realize that there's not a whole lot of coin collectors out there. Most of them are business people, because if there were coin collectors, there would be loads and loads of these coins from 1969, 1970, 71, 68, and so on and so forth. But because there are none, like I said, it's a wasteland. There's no graded examples. I would think that the person who was smart enough to actually start collecting these and start grading them might actually be the one that actually could be the distributor going forward for the 1969 Philadelphias. Isn't that something? It really is a wasteland out here for the 69 Philadelphia. It really so hard to find. You can't get them in graded specimens. If you try and find them, they're going to be expensive for the 1969s. And I have it here listed, I think, as best match. If I go to lowest first, my bad. Lowest first, I don't even think I get the right product if I go lowest first. Let's try that out. And there it is. So let's see what I got. Yeah, see, just all these other pieces and sets that are broken up. There's one, 69 San Francisco, United States uncirculated lot of 2 sets. There you go, 688. What you got? 665 shipping, and there it is. So yeah, it's going to be expensive. Imagine how much you'd have to spend to try and get that payday right there, or even the payday here for the 71s. And I think the 71's a little bit more under the radar than that 69. Now let's go to those plus ones, folks. Bingo! This is Proverb 22:9. One with a good eye will be blessed, for they have given their bread to the poor. And I think what that means is somebody who's not only gives, but gives willingly without resentment or hesitation. Somebody who actually finds joy in helping others. When you give, you got that Michael Landon smile, that can't hold it back, about to cry. You're so happy. Yeah, that one. That's pretty sweet. Now let's go over here to 99.9 KOIN Coin News Radio. This is Planet Caravan by Pantera. I also have Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band, and that is still the same. Yeah, that one. So I'll leave a link for both songs on there, depending on your mood, and you can pick your path. Now, with that said, I want to thank y'all for coming. Thanks for dropping by. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you do like what you hear and see, sub the channel. It's absolutely free. And yeah, isn't it amazing that other channels are finally starting to get a wind of that 2024 Denver nickel? Yeah, Come on now. Stacker out.